Hey guys, welcome everyone to the crypto analysis channel by Dragon one more time. Right, guys, this is Thursday sessions. Right, guys, hope everyone's doing good. Right, guys, okay, hopefully everyone is doing good, guys. All right, welcome everyone, welcome. Right, welcome. Hi, hello. Right, how have you been, guys? So far, so good, guys. Welcome everyone. Welcome. Hi. All right. Okay. So one more time with the dragon. One more time, guys. All right. So most probably, as usual, we'll try to see Bitcoin and gold as usual, right, guys? Okay. So I have already activated one positions from this level. This position was shared yesterday with you all, right, guys? If you have taken it, well and good, right? If you have not taken it, it's up to you all, right? I'm not a certified financial advisor. You should know that one, right, guys? Okay. So welcome everyone. Welcome guys. Welcome. So yesterday we have been scalping an upper side whereby we have been targeting towards 61,000, $63,100. Today the Bitcoin have given that moves as well, right? But actually we have been yesterday trying to plan from these levels, right? Okay, so again it tried to come to your entry and flow up all the way on upper side. This is what we have seen on a Bitcoin, right, guys? Okay, so far so good, guys. Hope everyone's doing good, right? Okay, let's try to see a Bitcoin again one more time, right, guys? Okay, so Bitcoin, what's happening with the Bitcoin, right, guys? Hope you guys are doing good, huh? All right, one more time, right? We'll try to go slow, right? Okay, so we have seen that the Bitcoin have tried to go a little bit on the upper side, right? Okay, yes. This morning, right? Again, we have been holding. I have been holding on a downside one more time from this levels towards the downside, right? Again, I will be trying to look for the second entry for those who have missed from the top, right? Okay, so most probably we'll try to see another move, right? One more time, right? Okay, let's try to see on Bitcoin. Yeah, this was the setups that we have planned yesterday, right, guys? Okay, so those who are waiting for the right again the next move, right, we can stay in this levels and try to trace on a downside. This is what we can what I can think, right, in this levels right now, right? So let's try to understand at the same time for the Bitcoin as well, right, guys? Okay, so those who have missed my live streaming yesterday, right? Okay, so you might not have got it. There's move on upper side and downside, you might not have planned it, right? Okay, so it will be always continuation. You should know that one, right? Dragon always plan a setups. That is sometimes it will take time because like most of the time I'm trying to plan you all on a 15 minutes time frame, right, guys? Because of that one, you will see that the market is like uh market will take time, right, to give your setups. All right, okay, either that's on a downside or upper side, wherever it is, right, guys? Okay, so most probably, all right, below these levels again we can plan for the shorter zone, right? If you have been planning from these levels, right, okay, I think market can give you all the move towards the downside. We are expecting towards the downside, right, guys? Okay, so what I've seen, right, guys, so in a bigger time frame, bigger trend, right? So this is the levels whereby the Bitcoin have tried to break out on a preside, right? And again, it is trying to come down, and this is the retest that is doing in this levels, right, for the downside, right, guys? Okay, so below these levels stands again a shorter positions for you all, right, guys? Okay, so below, if market happens to pass below these levels, that is again short positions for you all. Those who have missed from this level, stop, right, guys? Okay, so most probably I'll be aiming for the Bitcoin to move towards the downside only, right, guys? Okay, if it happens to give one more move, right, okay, on upper side, it shouldn't be passing above, especially above these levels, right? Okay, so this is the levels whereby the market will try to go for the again a bullish ride from this levels on upper side, right? We'll try to see if in fact exact entries in this levels need to be high brothers. Okay, welcome guys, welcome. All right, welcome everyone, right? So what we have seen, right, guys? Okay, so this is the levels whereby the Bitcoin is playing around, right, on a 4 hours time frame, right? Okay, so inside this one, right, so you can see the market is playing inside this one. So most probably we are aiming for the market to move towards the downside zone, right, towards the 59,500 $952 on a downside, most probably, right, guys? Okay, expecting, right? So most probable, again, the next thing is, right, guys, for the longs, those who are waiting for the longs only above these levels, I think I will try to look for the longs on upper side, right, or else below these levels only, right? So this is on a 4 hours time frame right now, so we are watching at these levels, right? So most probably this can be an entry for those who are long holding, right? 4 hours time frame, right? You have a profit, we have profit of 4.53 something percentage on a downside, right, guys? So we'll try to see into the smaller time frame also, right, to see the exact entries for those who are waiting aggressively, right, guys? Okay, so 1 hour time frame, right? Okay, so for now, yesterday I have given you all the setups that can be activated below this levels, right, towards the downside, right? Those who have taken it, well and good. Those who have not taken it, it's up to you all, right? Okay, so you should know that a dragon is not a certified financial advisor though, right, guys? Okay, so he's only the uh, he is trying to explain you all only the whatever he tries to understand, right? Okay, guys, so most probably you can have a multiple TPs in this levels, right, guys? Okay, one TP over here, right? Okay, so wherever this FPG gets filled, right, maybe a little bit down, right, guys? Okay, one, two, and three below this levels, right? Okay, and maximum, let's not try to target towards all the way towards downside, right? Let's try to target at least 1:2 on a downside, right? Okay, so this can be one move whereby above these levels you can see the market is going to be bullish, right, guys? Above these levels it's going to be bullish, so most probably I'll be expecting the Bitcoin market to fall towards the downside, right, guys? Okay, so for the 1 hour time frame, all right, so you're observing whether the market is just pushing you from this levels towards the downside or not, right, guys? Okay, so most probably it should be able to give you all towards the downside move from this levels and try to clear towards the downside, right, guys? Okay, so most probably, right, let's try to go into 15 minutes time frame. What's happening with the 15 minutes time frame, right, guys? Okay, so 15 minutes time frame, we can see that the market have, if you try to draw a trend in this levels, right, market have got a rejection from this levels and it's trying to push you towards the downside, right? Okay, so in fact if the market happens to fake you around, right, so maximum levels it can go up to is this levels or this levels above this levels. If it happens to pass through on upper side, then it will be a long side again from this upper side, right? Okay, so most probably we'll be targeting towards the downside from this levels towards the downside, right? Okay, so we have been waiting for these positions from yesterday only, right, guys? Okay, so most probably, hopefully, right, hopefully should be able to give you all the targets towards the downside, right? So if it happens to go above these levels, we won't be holding for the shots, right? Rather above these levels it's going to be a long positions for you all, so you should understand that one, right, guys? Okay, so far so cool, hope everyone's doing good, right? Okay. Let me mark with a little bit less thicker, right, so it looks clean for you all, right? Okay, so this is what we can think it for tonight, right? Okay, most probably it should be able to give you all the profits, right, towards the downside. If it happens to bash you, that you should know that the dragon is not a certified financial advisor. Whatever he does is whatever he understand, right? Okay, so whatever you do it, you try to manage your own risks and try to plan accordingly. For me, I have planned the Bitcoin shorts move from this levels towards the downside, right? Aiming for the big downside move, right? Okay. Those who have late entries, you can plan from this levels as well, right? Okay. Still good for the shorts, right? Okay. So most probably I'm expecting for the market to do the liquidations below this levels, right? Okay. Take out the longs, people who have the longs in this levels, and try to move towards the continue towards the downside. So this is what I'm expecting in this levels right now. All right, guys. Okay. So far so good, guys. All right. So this will be the one setup that we will be taking on a BTC, right? So for the gold as well, right, the confidence comes when it happens to break below those levels, the trends that you have, right? Okay, let's try to understand the gold, what's happening with the gold, right, guys? Okay, what's happening with the gold, right? Okay, let's try to understand simple things, right? Okay, let's try to understand these levels, right? Market have tried to break below those levels, right? Okay, so this levels was broken it out, right? So it is for the market to come down below these levels, right? You will get a short positions on a downside, right? So if it happens to push you on upper side, then most probably again the gold will be targeting above these levels, right? Okay, So most probably what we can expect is on the gold, right? Moving a small move, if it happens to never get below this levels, right? A small move on upper side and again coming down can be expected for the gold. We have a big liquidations on a downside for the gold, right? Okay, we can see that one, right? Okay, so we have a big liquidations on a downside that gold can take in, right? So all right, so most probably I'm expecting something like this on the gold, right? Trying to go down below this levels, right? And trying to take the liquidations from the lower side, right? Okay, so where you will be standing for the shots, right? Again, you will be standing for the shots for the gold below those levels and trying to target one more time towards the downside. So upper side, I have always told you, all right, it is always going to be a risky and it is going to be noisy area above these levels until and unless this clears out on upper side, right? So I never like to trade in this levels, right, for the gold, right, or BTC, whatever it is, right, guys? Okay, if it happens to get out from these levels or get down towards the downside, that will be more nice. If it happens to push you on upper side, the next levels I can trade it on upper side, right? So these levels usually market will try to confuse you a lot and you will try to lose a big money in these levels, right, guys? Okay, this is what I have seen, right, guys? All right, for the BTC, all right, let's try to get a small let's try to analyze on the small time frame as well, not only the 15 minutes time frame, right? Okay, guys, so what you have seen, guys, all right, so if the BTC happens to give you all the move on upper side, so small play around can be happening in these levels as well, right? The maximum level should be going to this levels and it shouldn't hold on upper side, right? It should be coming on a downside only. So this is also a noisy area for you all, whereby you can have upper side you will have a loss of noise that's going around, right, guys? Okay, so lots of peoples will be losing money in these levels, planning shots, planning long, planning shots, planning long, right? Okay, in fact, if it happens to give you all the big move on upper side or something like this, it will be easier for you to make dollars on the market, right, guys? Okay, so again, trying to push you towards the downside, you will get a good dollars on the downside, right? For a 1 hour entry, like 1 hour time frame, it is only big holders, right? Okay, it is already a good entry for you all, right? You can go with a small fund and trying to hold below, right? So this is what I've seen, right? Okay, so most probably for tonight we'll be planning only for the downside, right? Okay, in fact, for the upper side plans only above these levels, I will be trying to plan for the long side, right below these levels, all I'll be targeting towards the shorter side only. All right, guys. Okay, so far so cool. All right, hopefully that was a good one for you all. Excuse me. All right. So most probably we'll be targeting towards the downside only, right, guys? Market to cross below these levels, right, guys? Okay, so this is what I'll be targeting. All right, for tonight, right? Hi, hi. Good evening, bro. Dragon. All right, Mushlin. All right. Hi, hi. Good evening, bro. How are you doing, brothers? How are you doing? You're doing good, all right? You're doing good. Manage your own risks, okay? Hi, hi, Viral Hub. How are you doing? Welcome, guys. Welcome, welcome to the Crypto Analysis channel by Dragon. This is Friday, Thursday sessions, right, guys? Okay. For the longs, we'll try to plan only on the upper side. We'll try to trace for the shorter only on the downside, right? For now, all right. Okay. So let's try to see, right, guys, what the market have for us, right? Okay. So Wednesday, good reversal, right? We'll try to plan for the shorter only for now, right? So this is the level I have planned my shots towards the downside from the risky level. This was the level that I've shared with you all yesterday. If you were there, right, after completing this level, still $63,200, right? Just passing above these levels, right? And you'll be waiting for the shorter below these levels. This was the shots that I planned with you all yesterday, right? Okay. So in these levels, right, two things there is, right, guys? Okay. Either either market happens have to or expect this move and push you on upper side or give you all big liquidations on a downside, right? Okay, So big liquidations, we are waiting for the liquidations on a downside only, trying to take out the people who have the short longs in this levels, right, guys? Okay. So accordingly, those who have missed the yesterday's entry, right, you can plan it accordingly from the small fund from here, right? If it happens to play around, right, confirms, then again you can go with a normal fund and try to trace towards the downside. So most probably, I think it won't be able to push all the way on upper side, right? Okay. If it happens to push, right, if it happens to push, get ready for that one as well, right? Since we are going for the bigger time frame, right, 4 hours time frame analysis, right? Okay. For the smaller time frame, right, 5 minutes also, let's try to see it, right, what's happening around, right? So we get the exact entries, right, for the 5 minutes as well, right? Okay, 5 minutes shows the small move is left on the upper side and giving you on a downside, right? Okay, 5 minutes shows something like this, right? Okay, 5 minutes time frame. Let's wait, guys, have patience, right? Okay, whatever we do it, right, we'll try to have patience, right? For the gold, it needs to pass a little bit on upper side, right? Fulfill this move on upper side, then only I think you will be getting able to get a move towards the downside. You will be waiting for the downside move below these levels. So this is always a noisy area, right? You should know that this is on a full. Hi, good evening, Delvana, Logaman. Hi, how are you doing, Logaman? You're gold, Logaman. How are you doing with the gold? You doing good? You doing good with the gold? All right, so gold also, you can see that the market have tried to break out on a downside and it got a rejections, and while clearing out this levels it couldn't clear, and the market have given you the short positions over here. Those people who have planned short, they are just swiped up to right. Okay, so this is what we can see in a simple way, right? If you try to understand it the simple way as possible, right, guys? Okay, so this is what we have seen, right? So market is trying to make higher highs in this levels, right? Gold, you can expect one more move on upper side whereby gold can give you all big small move on upper side can be expected, right? Okay. Let's try to go on a smaller time frame, right, for the gold, right? Those who are aggressively waiting for the gold, right? Okay, so most probably it is trying to break out on upper side, so you will be waiting. If you are waiting for the confident trade, if you don't want to follow all the noise that is being given, right? Okay, so most probably or have tried to break out on a downside, right? So if you don't want to follow the noise, only if you want to take this clear move, something like this, you can just wait for this move, right, on upper side. As soon as it breaks it out on upper side, right, okay, we can take it one moves on upper side, right? Okay, 1.2 percentage move can be expected on the gold, right? Okay, guys. For the gold, if it breaks out, right, if it gets picked out, you will bear the losses, right? So most probably it should be able to give you the move on upper side. All right, okay, I feel it should be able to give you all the move on upper side for the gold. Then only we can plan for the shots, right? So we can plan one long positions, right, on upper side above these levels, okay. Yeah, the scalping we have in this levels for the gold, right, on upper side. So maximum levels, right, let's try to target चुराई मेरी किसने हो सनम तूने. Hi guys, Lakshman. All right, welcome guys, welcome. Hi, hello, welcome. We are expecting a downside move for BTC, right, and upper side scalping for the gold right now. All right, Sasso. All right. Okay. So it's making higher highs, right? If it happens to break above these levels, right, we can expect a breakouts on upper side whereby you'll be getting one scalp on upper side, right? Okay. Most probably, if it happens to give you the retest, again, it will try to come to this level and try to push you on upper side. All right. Small fake out, breakout towards downside. So you will be waiting above this level. Downside, you don't focus it, right? Okay, wherever it goes, just let it go. On upper side, as soon as it comes up and try to give a small retest, then we can plan one upper side, then move on upper side, right? If it happens to give a retest till these levels, all right, we can plan from the downside as well, right? This is what we can see, right? But while coming on a downside, if it happens to settle below, right, if this retest gets settled below on a downside, we won't be able to plan it. All right. Okay, you need to observe whether the market is after breaking out below these levels, right, whether it tries to give you towards the downside move or come out. So you'll be waiting above these levels for the breakouts, right, on upper side, and try to plan on upper side, right, for the gold, right. BTC, I have planned from these levels, but for you all, there is still a good zone to sell it, right? Okay. So if it happens to give a small move on upper side, you can plan from the small move from here, right? Small positions, right? You can start planning it. One, two, three. All right. Okay. So if it happens to give, we can expect 5 minutes still over here. All right. Okay. Well and good. If it happens to directly break out towards the downside, still good. So we'll be overall planning for the shorter ones only. Okay, guys. Overall, it might like to play around a bit in this levels, right? Up and going up and down, right? Okay. So it might like to play around in the zone a bit, right? Flying, trying to go up and down. All right. So above this level is a noisy area in case, in fact, right? Okay. So it can play inside this box a little bit. All right. Okay. It can play inside this box for the long holders. Okay, guys, this is on long for the long holders, right? So we most probably targeting towards below this levels only. All right. Okay. For tonight's short positions, we are planning for the short positions only. All right. Let's see what the gold does. If it happens to directly breakouts and give a small retest, we can directly go for those scalp on upper side. But most probably after giving you a small fake out breakouts in these levels, you might like to get swapped. Then only you might like to get an upper side. This is what I feel. All right, in this level. So while you are not planning a long positions directly from these levels, it needs to get breakouts and upper side. Then only you can plan it. All right. Okay. Otherwise, in fact, if it happens to come down and breaks below, close below these levels, right, it will be a bearish zone again one more time towards the downside. All right, okay, because like you know that this is the levels whereby you have a big shots positions below those levels, right? Okay, it have already broken out. If it happens to pass below, then you are waiting for the short positions below those levels. If it happens to hold below, right? Okay, but most probably it might like to give you a small retest from the top, right? Okay, this is what I'm expecting, like a BTC, right? Yesterday it have given a big retest from the top, right? So something like this, trying to go to this levels, then trying to come down on a downside, right? This is what we can expect on gold, right? Okay. BTC so far going so good, right? Okay, BTC is going good, right? Just a small pullback is a play around in the zone, right? It will play around a bit. The BTC have got a breakdown from this levels towards downside. This is just doing a small retest in this levels. If you check the trend wise, right? Okay, so market is just at the average, right? It might like to give you a small move on upper side and again try to push you towards the downside, right? Okay, well and good if it happens to directly clear from here. Overall, will be a bearish tonight. All right, okay, so let's wait and see, right? दिल चुराई मेरी किसने हो सनम तूने तूने किसने तूने तूने small retest for this levels, right? Let's see what the BTC does. If it reacts on 5 minutes, this is the maximum levels, right? Okay. If it happens to react on a bigger time frame, it will just play around a little bit in the zone, right? And it will give you a move towards the downside. Most probably, this is what I'm feeling. All right. Nothing much financial advice. You should know that one, right, guys? Okay. Nothing much financial advice. जाए जाए एक बार तो जाए जवानी फिर ना आए फिर ना आए गुड आफ्टरनून सेल सेट टीपी क्या है टीपी हम लोग ने अभी सेट किया है एक टू $62,300 राइट एक में है 61,955 सेम टीपी है कल का ही सेम टीपी है ठीक है तो नीचे का कोशिश कर रहा हूँ हम लोग नीचे आने का कोशिश राइट नीचे आने का कोशिश कर रहा है Let's try to understand these levels, okay, together. All right. Let's try to understand these levels together, all right, guys, with you all. आज इंटरनेट बहुत कमजोर है यार मेरे पास gold scalping on upper side BTC just playing around in the zone a bit जाए 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 let's try to understand together, okay, guys? Just levels for BTC. All right. So overall, guys, on a 1 hour time frame, right? What we have seen is, guys, for this levels, right? Market have tried to make this as a low, right? Okay. Then one low was given, and market have tried to give you all that one high, right? Okay. So while market is planning market have given the move towards the downside and moreover right market can make a sideways move as well as it can give the direction that's the thing all right okay so what we have seen in this levels is right market have tried to break out towards the downside and right okay it is retesting this levels one more time on upper side right okay so from where the market have tried to break out right so this is the levels one level right whereby market have tried to clear out the support zone right this is breakout this is trying to clear out towards the downside right okay so above these levels again the retesting phase right okay so we have the liquidations whereby there is an whereby longs are standing inside in this levels right yesterday's levels where we have planned our longs right we exited from here but some people will be there right okay for that reason we are going to plant a short from the top right and trying to take out all the people who have a longs in this levels right okay along with the market, right? So if market have created one levels whereby this can be a one shot as well, right? Okay, this is the support that the market have tried to make it the top support, right? The top support was broken out, retested, and this is confirming the retest what one more time towards the downside. So most probably, right, it should be able to give you all the direction towards the downside, right? Okay. So moreover, what you have seen, guys, market is just playing inside this zone, right? Okay, so this is the three levels that you have, right? So from here, so just touch up was given for this levels, right? Okay, and market able to pass above these levels, right, guys, on upper side. If the market happens to push above these levels and stay above, right, okay, that will be a good long positions for you all on upper side, all right, whereby you will be targeting these levels, right, on upper side. Okay, but market got a rejections again, got a first candle was rejected, second candle rejected, right? Okay, so if it wants to play around, it might like to go back to this levels one more time, but overall, most probably I will be targeting only for the liquidations or towards the downside. All right, guys. Okay, only on the downside I will be targeting. All right. So this is one levels whereby the market have tried to move towards the breakdown towards the downside from this levels, right? So market tried to come down, there was a support, right, broken down, retested, right? We wanted to confirm that retest and try to move towards the downside one more time, right? So in fact, we are expecting there won't be any sideways move, right? So that's how I have provided you all that a long time frame, right? For those who are waiting for the long time frame, we can start planning a shot from here only, right? Okay, so this is the levels whereby we can plan for the shots, right? Okay, and target towards the downside. So if it happens to move up, right, okay, it shouldn't be moving above these levels. If it happens to move right on the upper side from these levels, then it will be a long positions in upper side. So most probably the maximum level it should be getting a rejection from the certain levels passing on upper side, right? Okay, and overall we will be targeting towards the downside only for tonight, right? Okay, so let's see, guys, what what the market does, right, guys? Okay, we have one long short position activated from this levels, right? I have been holding my short from the top, right? Okay, those who have no didn't get a short entry from the top, that one move was given from this levels, right? Okay, towards the downside. All right, so we are aiming for this levels towards the downside, right? So this is the average of the levels, right, from where the market can go on upper side as well, right? Okay, but that will be if the market happens to move on upper side, either that is going to be a sideways or that's going to be a big move on upper side. So most probably I'm not expecting Thursday as a sideways, right? Overall, right, overall this is, let me mark, where is my mark? All right, overall I'm thinking as a Bitcoin to give you all a big shots on a downside for tonight, right? Most probably. Okay, hopefully it is going to give you all a shots, right? Okay, so it have cleared out the zones, so I'm waiting for that one, right, towards the downside, right, clearing out those levels, all right, towards the downside. Okay, so those who are holders, so you can plan, you can have stop loss, you can activate start activating your positions, right, guys? Okay, but nothing much financial advice. You should know that whatever I'm sharing is not for the